The great Rush Limbaugh, in one of his final broadcasts, gave us a warning about this moment. We thought it'd be a poignant way to end the year. That 3 years ago, nigh on 3 years ago, Rush Limbaugh, on his golden microphone, told us exactly what they were going to do to Trump. Trump had just left office. Ladies and gentlemen, Rush Limbaugh said it perfectly, about as perfectly as his protege Tucker Carlson did right there. A continuation. Trump simply accepted the mantle of America first. He took the pain and the energy and the desires of this nation built by good people who have mothers, fathers, grandfathers, who fought and died here, who spilt their blood here. Donald Trump is the embodiment of a group of people, you and me, who say America first, not Israel, not Ukraine, not Russia, not China, not Mexico. America first. Because this is the place I'm raising my children, my grandchildren. This is the earth I was born on. This soil raised me. This place is more than just an economic zone or a shell company. This isn't just a pass-through for the global elites that wish to humiliate us, denigrate and decay our country. And Donald Trump called them out on those evil plans, and that is why they hate him. And Rush Limbaugh predicted perfectly what they would do to him. A reminder in the confidence and the chilling accuracy of this clip, and also the path forward. Watch Rush.
I know they desperately want Trump gone, and I know that they desperately want it codified, that Trump cannot run again, because make no mistake, they remain scared to death of you, and they remain scared to death of Trump. Trump, 75 million, 80 million votes. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going anywhere. Even if Trump does, you're not. They can't separate you from Trump. And more importantly, they can't separate you from the ideas. They can't separate you from MAGA. They can't separate you from Make America Great Again, which I think remains one of our big campaign strengths going forward. They believe that they can destroy this bond that exists between you and Trump if they somehow make Trump look bad, make Trump look like a reprobate, embarrass you about Trump. They can't do it because you came before Trump.
Does it give you a little bit of a calm seeing Rush say they're going to rip him off the ballot? 3 years ago, Rush said they're going to rip him off the ballot. They're going to do everything that they can to try and destroy this man. And they're going to try and destroy you by proxy because it's really you that they hate. We've put together a top 10 of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Things that should give you hope and a spring in your step heading into the new year. And the first one, ladies and gentlemen, is the Trump mugshot. They wanted to humiliate you with this mugshot. They tried so hard to make sure that Donald Trump's mugshot was a moment when they could prove that Donald Trump was a criminal and did the exact opposite. Here, Donald Trump reposting on X for the first time after years of being banned, his mugshot. 474,000 reposts. 275 million views. Ladies and gentlemen, in this year, we boycotted Bud Light. We took $27 billion off the market cap of the world's biggest beer company and took the king of beers and cast its crown into the gutter because they spit in our faces. They defied science, and they defied their paying customer. We proved once and for all that if you go woke, you will go broke. And we made it hurt, ladies and gentlemen, proving once again that we have the power. America first has the power. Fox News thought they had the power to fire Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson could simply just disappear. They could sue him and keep him off the air. Tucker Carlson gets revenge on Fox, announces his show on X, and goes on to publish some of the biggest interviews in human history. Tucker Carlson has multiple interviews by himself as an independent creator with hundreds of millions of views, some with 500 million views, which are arguably the most watched interviews in human history. Donald Trump walked on stage, a CNN stage, this summer. Donald Trump was invited live on CNN for the first time in years and absolutely nuked CNN to their faces. I'm telling you, there was literal shaking. According to The Atlantic, there was literal shaking in the studio when Donald Trump did this.
Back to what happened on that day.
He
You said
did
you
not
weren't.
say that.
He has testified that, Mr.
He did
President.
not say that.
But you said you weren't very involved that day. You did tell your supporters to come to Washington. You tweeted about it, about
True,
that
of
speech
course.
that happened on the rally.
Am I allowed to say that?
When they went to the Capitol and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out. I have to pull it out.
Answer.
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you...
You're a nasty person. By the way, did anybody else hold their breath when Donald Trump goes, "Oh, should I pull it out? I gotta pull it out. Should I pull it out? All right. Oh, where'd all my paper go? Oh, I throw too much paper. Okay, normally I have a stack of papers here. Should I pull it out? I gotta pull it out. Let's do it." And he breathes. He's got his tweets. Oh, man. This was the year for truth-telling. This was the year when the mask came off. Mike Pence, Tucker Carlson, on stage. The end of Mike Pence's career. This was the moment when you recognized exactly who the snakes were. Mask off moment. Mike Pence saying, "America is not my concern." Well, thanks for the honesty, Mike.
Promised them 33 Abrams tanks in January. I heard again 2 weeks ago in Ukraine, they still don't have them. We've been telling them we'll train their F-16 pilots, but now they're saying maybe January we'll let somebody transfer some jets.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President, have you, I know you're running for president. You are distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States. And it's visible. Our economy has degraded. The suicide rate has jumped. Public filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased. And yet, your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, like, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's the moment. That's the moment. Are you sick and tired of being represented by John McCain? How old are you? I'm young. My first presidential election was John McCain in 2008. That's the first time I was old enough to vote. And I had to vote for that. This guy, this betrayer of our party. I had to then vote for Mitt Romney. I am so sick of Republicans being the kind of dog-walking, ball-gagged, gimp suit-wearing, on a leash by the corporate Democrats, being dragged through Washington, D.C. I'm sick of that. And this year, not 2016, 2016 was the first guy through the wall. That's what Trump did. This year, there was new energy in the Republican Party. There was a new vibe. There was a new, we will not be the corporate simps and the lackeys for the Democrats any longer. This was perfectly crystallized in a debate stage moment with Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, we've had many blessings this year, but being able to help Vivek craft this answer was one of my favorite. We have a whole documentary about it. We've spent the day with Vivek in Miami doing debate prep. And he's like, what do we got? He comes walking in. I go walking into the Airbnb he'd rented. We're both sitting there with our coffee. We both have bedhead. And he's like, let's make the most fire opening statement ever in the history of any presidential debate. Let's go after Ronna. She's a failure. She's a Romney. Ronna Romney, let's go after her. Ask her to resign. Let's go after the moderators. And let's go after the failed Republican leadership who've sold us out. Let's do it. And ladies and gentlemen, we workshopped it a little bit, and then this happened.
Swami, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. There's a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018. 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Roberts.
Sorry. This is how we get our country back. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
Ooh, baby. Ooh, man. He's cooking. Hold up. Let him cook. Just wish we had 10 more seconds. It's 10 more seconds. You have to let Kristen Welker answer. Do you still believe the Russia collusion hoax, Kristen Welker? Needs to be the question that every Republican asks forever. Why is our RNC allowing Russia collusion hoaxers to ask questions of our candidates? Donald Trump wasn't on the stage, but still, the Republican candidates. Why? That doesn't make sense. Why do you betray your values? Elon Musk asked that question on stage. Elon Musk asked, hey, why is a media company, Disney, betraying the values of free speech? Disney would not exist if we did not have a First Amendment. Disney is a media company. Walt Disney's cartoons are free speech, practiced when people didn't normally make cartoons. Walt Disney won Oscars for them. That is the crystallization of free speech. The entire backbone, the history of Disney is built on free speech. And now you're trying to bribe me with money for practicing free speech? Go yourself. Watch.
There's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself.
But
go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Are you loving this energy? This is our energy. The left isn't doing this. The left is trying to put Donald Trump in prison. The left is trying to use everything they possibly get. They're grabbing the pink-haired, unhappy activists on some random court that's stacked with a bunch of sociopaths who belong in a mental institution in Colorado to try and stop us from being able to vote for Trump. And why is that? Well, because they know when Donald Trump gets a chance to walk into a sports arena beside Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson, that every single person in Madison Square Garden, in the bluest area of the country, is standing on their feet. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. That happened just a few weeks ago. A few short weeks ago, Madison Square Garden, UFC 295. Donald Trump walking in like a conquering hero in the middle of Manhattan, and every person on their feet standing and cheering. You live in a red country. We need to start acting like it. We live in a red country. Let's act like it. And the corruption, ladies and gentlemen, is at hand. The collapse is at hand. Hunter Biden's plea deal got blown up. Now, we mustn't miss the fact that this is so important. This is such a undeniable blessing from God, because Hunter Biden should have never been charged with anything, because this plea deal was so perfectly written to effectively absolve him like a giant. It's a pardon. He got a presidential pardon by his dad, written into a plea deal by these rats and these pigs who run our Justice Department. And these guys wrote in, effectively, a magic wand to disappear all of Hunter Biden's sins. And a judge, of all places, blew it up in Democrat Delaware. This Democrat judge, who had clearly not been bribed with enough Burisma money, was like, this is trash, and threw it out. And now Hunter Biden's catching a case. Big cases in California. I have a number of sources saying they are preparing to bring FARA charges against Hunter Biden, foreign agent registration. They are going to go after this corrupt bastard. They're actually doing it. Now, I don't believe they've found their better angels. I don't think it's because suddenly suddenly we care about the law. I think they are trying to actually use this as leverage to get the Bidens to drop out. But nonetheless, it is wonderful to see some justice in our lives. Wow, you pray for justice. It is incredible to actually see it visited upon a family like the Bidens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our energy heading into the new year. Everything from Elon Musk, GFY, to Vivek Ramaswamy on the debate stage, to Donald Trump on CNN, to Tucker Carlson eviscerating and disemboweling Mike Pence, the destruction of the old and the welcoming of the new. That is what this season is all about. That is the energy that we will carry forth into the new year, along with a very important thing that I wish to give to you, a present I wish to give to you. As our audience, you support us in watching our program, simply by watching our program. And what do we do with that support? This year, we decided to travel to the poorest place in America. The poorest place in America is a place called Wheeler County, Georgia. Wheeler County, Georgia, the seat of that county is Alamo, Georgia. The median income in that county is $20,000 per family per year. There's a lot of kids in that county. Now, while our government is busy lavishing the children of Ukraine with money, gifts, and doling out as much as they possibly can for criminal illegal migrants who walk across our border and break our laws, forgotten are the children of some of the poorest places in America. They were born here. Their ancestors fought and died here. They're our neighbors. They're our fellow citizens. Shouldn't we do something for them? And so we decided to take America First, that we preach on the show all the time, and put that to action. Let's put it to action. And we went to Wheeler County, Georgia. We went to Alamo, and we did something. We built a toy store. We filled that toy store with 427 different presents based on some rough cocktail napkin math about how many kids live in the corresponding area. And then we opened up that toy store for free to the children and the family of Alamo, Georgia, and some special families at that, first responder families first. And what happened next was nothing short of actual Christmas magic. And you, Salty Army, Benny Brigade, you helped fund this. You created this. You allowed us to do this for these beautiful fellow American citizens. Please enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, the Christmas toy store brought to you by you and me. Let's go. We took an abandoned general store and turned it into a Christmas wonderland, Santa's workshop. 427 individual items, bikes, action figures, dolls, stuffed animals, video games, Legos, sports balls, and anything a kid could want. Are you excited? Yay! And here's the kicker. Everything in this store is 100% free. We built our toy store in Alamo, Georgia, because the average family income here is about $20,000 per year. A quarter of the entire county lives below the poverty line, in part because there's a large prison population here. But we came here to serve our fellow Americans no matter who they are. We share a country together. They're our neighbors. These days, there's plenty of attention on other countries around the world, but we forget that millions of Americans need help too. And some of them live right here in Alamo, Georgia. Let's take care of our own country first. Of course, you can't build a Santa's workshop without Santa, and luckily Santa Claus, Georgia is just a few minutes down the road from our toy store.
Where's Santa? Santa, we got all these toys to give away to these kids.
All right, let's go do it.
Thank God there's Santa Claus, Georgia.
This is almost as tight as my sled.
This is a Nissan sled. I'm sorry. Welcome to Alamo, Georgia. We are here in Santa's workshop, Christmas Wonderland.
Our toy store, which started off as an empty warehouse just a few days ago, now houses nearly 500 toys around the store. So how does this free toy store work? First, the children get a ticket. Then they select their toy. That ticket can be exchanged for any toy in the store, and then they go see Santa. Merry Christmas.
Are you ready? Let's go.
With Santa in place, we were almost ready to open up the store for the entire town. But first, we want to do something special for some special families. Brody is 2 years old. Brody's father was an Alamo police officer who was slain in the line of duty protecting his community. We thought Brody would like his own police car.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, more than you guys know. It really does. Hey, Merry Christmas.
The local police department and police chief showed up to christen Brody's new police cruiser and send this boy off right.
He's gonna get a police escort home?
It'll be fun, I want it, buddy. It'll be fun, I want it, buddy.
Dalton has been a volunteer firefighter in Alamo for 15 years. He has 3 children and a newborn. We thought it'd be nice for Dalton and his wife to get free diapers for life from our friends at Every Life Diapers. We reached out to a few other families in the community who are in need this Christmas, welcomed them into the store early to pick out a toy. I don't think the kids minded at all.
You want to go see Santa? Good job. Turn down back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Say Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
By the time we were ready to open the store, hundreds of families had shown up and a line stretched around the block.
You want toys? Yeah! You guys excited?
Yeah!
Are you ready to see Santa's workshop?
Before we open the store, one quick thing. How do we afford all this? The answer is you.
Nearly 1.5 million people subscribing to our YouTube channel makes this possible. So thank you for bringing this Christmas magic to your fellow Americans.
Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas!
We'd never been to Alamo, Georgia before, but they welcomed us like family. By the time we left, we were family, or at least neighbors. You're supposed to love your neighbor. But bad forces in America want us to hate each other. They profit off division. Ignore them this Christmas. We live in a great country. This place is a gift. And you know the reason we give presents on Christmas is to remember the gift of Jesus Christ. Kind of amazing what a little gift can do.